and welcome to my channel. This is Stunning Crochet here, aka Haiti, and today I will be showing you what you're going to need to learn how to crochet, especially if you are a left-handed person like myself. For me, it was very difficult to learn how to crochet because I learned from a right-handed person. So coming up with this like mini tutorial on basic stitches you're going to need, it would have been very helpful for me when I started learning years and years ago. Hope this tutorial is useful for you. Leave a comment down below, let me know if this helped you or not. Hopefully it did. Like I said, it is mostly for left-handed people. Right-handed people can look at this video and, you know, see it and learn from it as well. I learned, like I said, from right-handed people, so hopefully this works out for you. I'm just going to show you basic stitches like how to obviously do the slip knot, which is starting the chain, slip knot, the chain, and the single crochet, the half double crochet, the double crochet, and also the stack standing crochet, which I recently learned how to make that. So I'm going to show you all those stitches, also the slip stitch to close out stitches, or to close out rounds, or even rows, depending on what project you're making. Hopefully this works for you, and just let me know in the comments down below. All right, so like I said, we're gonna start with a size 4 medium weight yarn, and then your hook, and you're gonna need your scissors. Size 4 rather than a bigger size yarn, just because with a lot of yarns you can't really see your stitches if it's a bigger yarn. If it's like a 5 or a 6, it's really hard to see your stitches, and that's not a good way to start crocheting or doing any type of craft if you can't really see what you're doing. So I'm left-handed, so the way I do my slip knot, I have my yarn, and I'm gonna, this is the end of it, I'm gonna put it over my hand like this. I'm gonna hold it with my thumb, go around my 2 second and third finger, 1 2 3 second and third finger, wrap it around just once like this over, and with my right hand I'm gonna grab the yarn that's connected to the ball, and I'm just gonna slip the loop out of my fingers and just move the yarn into that loop I just created, into the loop like that. And now I have this little loop coming out like this, and I just pull on that. And that's how I do my slip knot. And I'm just gonna, with my crochet hook, I'm gonna put it through that hole that it creates. So now obviously now you have to do chains. So I'm left-handed again. The way I do chains is I'm gonna hold my hook like this facing towards me, and I'm gonna put the working yarn, which is connected to the ball of yarn, put it over the hook, and with my thumb and my first and my second finger, thumb and pointer finger, like that, over, and then I'm just gonna tug on the tail, and with my working hand, with my left hand, I'm gonna see how it slides, I'm gonna pull it through like this, and you just created your first chain. I'm gonna show you again. I have my yarn. This is the way I do it. Actually, I do it like this with my first and third finger. Over, over, working hand, pull, and you have your first. Over and pull, over and pull. And notice how I'm moving my thumb closer to the chain, to the neck and yarn as my chain is getting longer. Over, pull, over, pull, over and pull, over and pull. And you're just gonna keep on doing that until you feel satisfied with your chain, however long you want to make it. Over and pull. I'm going to do 20, so I have, and it's really easy to read or to count how many you have because I'm using a 4 weight yarn, so it's not too thick, it's not too thin, it's not hard to work with. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Not counting this loop right here, counting the one under it. So this is the last chain. And now what I'm working with is not a chain, it's just the yarn I'm gonna keep on using, to make the chain. So again, over and pull, that's 10, over, pull, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 20 right there. Okay, now that we know how to make chains, let's go with the next stitch. The next stitch I'm going to show you how to make are single crochets. Single crochets are very easy to make, and as the project becomes bigger, it looks prettier. In my opinion, it looks really nice. So I'm just gonna do one more chain just so it can be 20 even. It's 20, 21. I'm going to work my single crochet on the second chain from the hook. So not right here, not right here. This is considered the first one. Over here, this is the second one. We're gonna work right there. So working here, you can work on this top loop or on the bottom. It really doesn't matter. It really just doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go, I work on the bottom one. So I'm just gonna grab my hook, still holding the working yarn that's wrapped around the neck of the hook. I'm gonna insert it in there into this bottom loop because that's just how I crochet, and it's inserted right there. Once it's inserted, I wrap my yarn under the hook, not over the hook, not like that. Some people do that, and that's totally fine. You'll get the same stitch if you do it over or under. I do it under. I'm gonna go under, and you're just gonna pull it through the hole right there, like if you were going to do a chain. You're just gonna pull it up a little bit. You have it out. That's 1, 2 loops on your hook. And now to make it a single crochet, you're just gonna yarn over again like that, and you're gonna pull through both loops, making sure that this loop right here stays in the hook, making sure that there's enough space right there to pull it through. We're just gonna pull through 1, 2. And that's how you make a single crochet. I'm gonna work the next one. Again, with the tip of your hook, you're gonna insert it into that bottom loop or top loop, whatever you're working on. I work on the bottom. I'm gonna insert it there. And now I'm gonna yarn under. That's just how I crochet. Some people crochet yarning over. I yarn under and I pull the yarn. I wrap my yarn on top and then I pull through those 2 loops. Now we have 2 single crochets on our chain. Let's do it again. Insert, pull out, yarn over, pull through, insert, pull, over, pull. I'm going to continue making my single crochets until I reach the end of the chain, until I reach over here. I'm doing my very last single crochet on my very last chain. Usually this one is a little bit harder because all of the single crochets are they're taking up their own space, and sometimes it doesn't leave enough space here in the very last one. That's okay, because all crochet hooks have like this little edge up here. Some are sharper than others. This one's rounded, and that's okay because it's gonna let you push it through like that. And you're gonna do your last single crochet as normal, like that. There we go. And now we have 20 in total, 1 on each chain. Now, how do I go from this to turning my work and getting all the way back over here? I'll show you. Next, we're going to flip our work. Some people chain up 1. I'm not going to chain 1 up. I'm just going to insert my hook on the first stitch right here. So this is the back of your work now. It looks a little bit weirder. You'll know which one's your front and which one is your back. Front looks like this. Back, they just look like little legs and little heads up here. That's how I see it. I don't know. Okay, so now we're just gonna make sure that it's not too loose, not too tight. We're gonna insert our hook into that first little hole right there. Insert it right there. Comes out through both loops up here. You're gonna see little V's. People call them little V's. Up here, you make sure that your hook is going through both of those. You're gonna yarn over or yarn under, however you do it. I yarn under, pull through the little hole right there, yarn over, and then pull through the 2 loops. and we have our first single crochet of our second row. And now we're just gonna do the same thing we were just doing on the chain, but now we're gonna do it on our second row. I'm gonna put it through the next stitch right here, making sure it goes through both stitches. Yarn out, over, pull, same thing, insert, pull out, over, pull through, and we're just going to keep on doing the same thing until we reach the end over here again. Okay, we have reached the last stitch. I'm only stopping here because I know me, when I was a beginner, it was hard for me to determine which was the last stitch or not, and I would like have little wonky rows, and it was just not pretty. So this is the last one. I know it's the last one because it doesn't go straight all the way. There's like this little bump right here. It's the last stitch right here. Just gonna insert, make sure we are inserting in that, those top like that, over, pulling out, yarning over, and pulling. And that is the last stitch right there. If you want, you can count your stitches now. Make sure that you have the same amount of stitches as what you started with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. There we are. All right, so we have learned how to do a slip knot, a chain, and now single crochets. I'm going to show you now how to do half double crochets, which is the next stitch up. Half double crochets are a in between single crochets and double crochets. This is the half of it. So on this one, we're gonna obviously turn our work. On this one, you can do a chain one, just so, I don't know, just so there's no like little hole right there. And we're going to start with a yarn over like this, and we're going to insert it into our very first stitch right there, making sure it goes through both loops, yarning over, pulling it through the first stitch as we insert it, we pull out, gonna yarn over one more time, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on our hook, and we're gonna pull through these last 3 stitches, still holding on to that last loop right here that we just grabbed on, like that. And pull through 1, 2, and 3. And that is a half double crochet. I'm going to show you again. I'm going to yarn over, insert our hook into the next chain, making sure it's both of them, yarning over, pulling out, yarning over again, and then pulling through those 3 loops. Again, over, insert, pull out, last 3. I'm just gonna continue doing this until I reach the end again. This is called a stitch swatch. So this is gonna be your little swatch of stitches you learn. I would have loved to have done this when I learned how to crochet years and years ago. My mom was right-handed and she taught me how to crochet. As I was left-handed, it was a little bit difficult to learn through her, especially since I had to like sit right in front of her to just like mirror exactly what she was doing. It was a little difficult because my mom doesn't have that much patience to teach, and that's okay. I love her, and she taught me the basic stitches that I needed to know, so I'm grateful for that. Okay, we are coming along the last stitch right here. Make sure that you are grabbing that last stitch, or your work will just not look straight. It will just start to look like it's going inwards and not going straight up. Here we are. Here we are. We have the chain, the two single crochet rows, and then we have this first half double crochet row. We're going to turn our work. Turn. You can chain 1. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to work on this very first stitch right here. We're just gonna go across again and do another row of half double crochets, just so we know how to do it and we're grasping it right. And now we're at our last stitch right here. Making sure we have, we saw it. Again, like the first one, it's a little bit difficult to go through, but you can do it because of the little hook right here. You can do it. There we are. That looks nice. You can see your stitches. See that this is the back of it, and now you worked on the front. This is the front from the single crochets, and this is the back from the single crochets. All right, next stitch I'm going to show you how to make our double crochets. And that is the next stitch that goes after the half double is the double crochet. All right, we're gonna turn our work. I'm going to chain 1, yarn over, and go through our first stitch right here. Insert, pull through, yarn over again, similar to the half double, but instead of going through all 3 loops right here, we're gonna only go through through the middle 2 right here, these 2. I'm gonna go through 1, 2, we're going to yarn over again, and now we're going to go through the last two like that, and that is a double crochet. I'm going to show you again. Yarn over like the half double, insert, through, yarn over again, pull through only two, yarn over again, and now pull through the last two. I know it's a little bit confusing, but it's okay because I know you can do it. Again, over, insert, pull, over, pull through two, over, pull through two. There we have it. I'm gonna keep on doing that until we reach the end. Pull through two, over here. Coming up to the last two stitches, and then that one, and make sure we're doing that very last one. I know sometimes it can like hide a little, it's there, go through it. It's a little difficult, but it's okay, you got it. And our work is still looking straight. Not going inwards, not going outwards, because we're maintaining the same number of stitches. All right, now we're gonna go again, we're gonna do the other way, but this time I want to show you a stitch that I recently learned how to make. It's really helpful if you don't want to do like the single crochet and then do the double over here. It's very helpful. It like, I don't know, it keeps the project you're working on a little bit more like stable, in my opinion. I just learned it and it looks cool. So you're basically gonna do like two single crochets but on top of each other. It's called the stacked double crochet, I think. Could be wrong with the name. We're going to turn, and we're not going to do a chain this time. We're just going to go straight into the stitch right there, into that first stitch. We're going to pull up and do a regular single crochet. And now we're going to insert our hook into this leg right here, right there, but obviously with our yarn in it. Gonna insert it right there. I'm gonna yarn over, pull from that leg right there, and then do our regular single crochet right there. And that's called a stacked double crochet. I thought it was really cool because I don't like doing like the single crochets when I turn my work. I don't know, it like gets it out of the way. That double crochet right there. You can do it, you don't have to do it. Just another stitch I wanted to show you. We're gonna yarn over and go to the next stitch and keep on doing our double crochets. Pull out, yarn over again, pull through two, yarn over, pull through the last two. I don't know, it's like seamless. It doesn't seem like it's a different stitch, but it is. Cool. Over. We're just going to keep on doing double crochets until we reach the end. All right, at the end again, making sure we grab that last stitch right there. There we are. And there we are. We have finished the second row of double crochets. We have 2 singles, 2 half doubles, and then 2 doubles. Right, we're learning. Obviously, you also learn how to do the chains and also the slip knot over here. And these are the most common and simple, like, beginner stitches that you're going to have to learn if you're learning how to crochet. All right, I'm gonna show you one more stitch and I think that's gonna be it. This is mostly used for when you're doing rounds instead of rows. The difference between rounds and rows, you're just going across, turning your work, across, turning your work, across. Those are rows. When you're working into rounds, you're going around and around and around like this. So this stitch, you will mostly use it if you're working into rounds. You will probably use it if you're working into rows also. Just that you should know. I'm going to turn my work and it's going to be super easy. You're just going to go, you're not going to yarn over or anything. You're just going to go into your first stitch right there. You're going to pull through. You're going to have 1, 2 loops and you're just going to pull through that through the next loop that you had on your hook right there. Now you're going to be working into this next loop that you have right there. Again, you just insert, turn over, and then pull through like that. What this does normally, it closes a row. So if you were working like this, it would like close the stitches together. I'm going to come all the way down doing this and then I'll show you what I mean by closing it up over here. Just again, I'm just going to go insert, pull through, insert, pull through until the end of the row. And making sure you go through that last stitch right there and there. Just pull. Okay, so the way you would use it into rounds, you're just gonna come, grab your work like this, and you're gonna work into these 2 stitches or loops. Like this. I like to grab it like this because it's just easier to grab the stitches. Like that. Now you have the 2 of them. So that would be your stitch. You insert your hook, you pull through, and then you just pull through like that. And that would close the round. Make sure you tighten it to secure it. You would like, you know, close the round. And now it's like closed up like that. That's how you would use that stitch. Or to just do, if you want like a tighter finish to it, like if you're doing like a border or something, you would use that stitch. I don't know, to just make it tighter and it makes like this little braid effect almost. I like it. So what comes next? Now you're just gonna cut your yarn. Sure, you leave a little bit of a tail. The way I do it, I have it on my hook, turn over, like you're doing a slip stitch, like that. You just pull it through, and you just pull your yarn tightly. That's it. It's nothing. We didn't make anything. We just worked on stitches. I don't know, it looks cool. And this is how you would use your darning needle or your tapestry needle to close, to hide that end. Grab it right here, the end. And we would hide it in between the stitches, going zigzag, or some people hide it inside of their work. So this would be the inside of the work, and this would be the outside of it. You would just sew in your work. Just hide it. I go through the stitches. Until you're satisfied. That's one down. I'll go through the stitches right here, making sure it doesn't show up on the other side. Nobody will see it. Now, just cut off that piece. There, it's almost invisible. You can do the same to this side. Hide it like in between stitches like that. A little bit. I don't know what we made, but we made a swatch, a stitch swatch. And I will keep it forever, maybe. All right, so this is what we ended up with. Like I said, we learned how to make the slip knot in the beginning. We weaved it in. We did the chain, the single crochets, which are the first two rows in the bottom, the half double crochets, which are the third and fourth, and then the two double crochet rows, which are the fifth and sixth rows. And then we did slip stitches all around the top over here, and then we slip stitched to finish off our work. And this is what we did. It's like a little swatch, stitch swatch. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful for you. I would have loved to have a tutorial like this when I was learning, like I said earlier. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if you like this video. Leave a comment down below, let me know if this was helpful. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.